I was videoing on an iPad this morning instead of my laptop, and it face planted in the middle of me showing you how to count to 8. So I think I've got it fixed, so we'll have part 2 of our video. And I'll stand a little bit closer and we'll count to 8 on our fingers. I do apologize for the video cutting off, but the iPad face planted right in the floor, so it's good. We're good. So here we go. We're going to hold our fingers up at 0. And anytime we're counting, we are starting with our pointer finger. That's the first finger that comes up when we're counting. The last finger that comes up is our thumb. Okay, so we're going to start counting, and our fingers right now are on 0. This is how you show me 0 on your fingers. So we're starting counting from 1, and we're counting up and stopping at 8. Here we go. Do it with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So here's what 8 looks like. So if we go back to 0, and I said real quick, show me 8, there's 8. Back to 0, show me 8, there's 8. You can start counting from 1 to get to 8. You can start counting at 5 and say 5, 6, 7, 8. So at home, moms and dads, practice with your kiddos on their finger patterns with their numbers. So call out a number and let them show you as quick as they can how to make that number on their fingers. They can start counting at 1 if they need to. They can start at 5 and count up if it's a number greater than 5, or they can just flash it to you if they automatically know it. That's great, because one of the things that we test them on are their finger patterns. So work with that with them at home. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our counting chart. And yesterday we turned over the number 7 card. Today we're starting at 1. We're counting forward. As we count forward, we're really counting up. As we're counting up and as we're counting forward, our numbers are getting bigger. They're becoming larger. The numbers are greater as we're counting forward. So anytime that we're reading our number chart and we're counting our numbers forward by ones, we're going to start at the top. On the left-hand side, this word right here says left, and there's an arrow pointing to the left. We're reading our numbers from the left over to the right. This arrow has the word right written on it. And we're going from the top down to the bottom. So we're starting at 1, we're counting forward, and we're going to see what number comes after 7. So here we go. Count with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's turn this card over and see if it's the number 8. Yes, the number 8. So this number is the number 8. It matches the number that's in our ones place, and that's how many days we've been in school. So we're going to count one more time real slow. I want you to count with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. Okay, also this morning, we're going to review the letters that we've learned so far, and then we're going to talk about 2 new letters today. Okay? So far, the letters that we have talked about, we've talked about uppercase A. Here's Mommy A, big A, capital A, uppercase A. She has all kinds of names. This is the letter A, uppercase, capital A. We have lowercase a. That's like the baby, little a, lowercase a, baby A. And we learned that A makes a sound. A makes at least one sound. Every letter in the alphabet makes at least one sound. Some letters make 2 sounds. So we only learned one sound so far that A makes, and that is the sound ah, ah, ah. So if you're at home, I want you to repeat after me. A. Good. Ah, ah, ah. Very good. And we also talked about the letter B. This is an uppercase, capital B. This is what B looks like, uppercase B. And lowercase b. Here is lowercase b. So we have uppercase B, lowercase b. B also makes a sound. B makes the sound b, b, b. So if you're at home, you say the name with me. B, good, b, b, b. Very good. Okay, and we learned about the letter C. This is the uppercase C, capital C, big C, and lowercase c. And those two letters look a whole lot alike, except one's taller than the other. So we have uppercase C, lowercase c. C makes a sound also, and the sound that we talked about C making was the sound k, k, k. So say the letter name, C, good, k, k, k. Very good. Also, we've learned the letter D. This is an uppercase, capital D, and lowercase d. There's lowercase d. So we've got mommy D and baby D. D makes the sound d, d, d. So let's say those letters and the sounds. Ready? D, good, d, d, d. Your turn. Very good. Now, some of you all that have came to see me and Miss Bowen, when I'm testing you all on your letters, you are kind of getting lowercase b and d confused. And that is perfectly understandable because they look so much alike. This is lowercase b, this is lowercase d. See how they look alike? They both are made up of a circle and a long stick. So today I'm going to tell you a couple of ways that you may be able to figure out the difference between a B and a D. So I'm going to turn my back to you for just a minute. If you're in the room, this is what we do too. And I'm going to show you, if you say your alphabet and you say A, B, C, D, if you give me a thumbs up, let me get down here just a little bit better so you can see me. If you give me a thumbs up, this looks like the letter B. We've got our stick, and then we've got our circle. So if we say A, B, C, D, when we do our thumbs up on this hand, we've got our stick and our circle. So that's one way you can figure out the difference between a B and a D. So do it again. If you're at home, give me thumbs up and let's say our ABCs and stop at the letter D. So we have A, B, C, D. You see that? This hand over here looks like the letter B. This hand looks like the letter D. Okay? Also, I have a little picture up here that I use. Let me grab it. I can reach it. And this is one I use and the kids think it's so funny. B, here's lowercase b. We've got our stick and we have our circle. And it says B has a belly. And if you look, here's the little person. And here is his belly. There's his belly button. It looks like the letter B, a lowercase b. It says B has a belly. Look at D. Ooh. Do you know what D has? It says D wears a diaper. Shoo! There's the stink coming out of the diaper. Got a diaper on his booty. So we have B has a belly. D, circle then stick, wears a smelly stinky diaper. So that's one way to kind of help you remember the difference between a B and a D. B is the sound B, like belly. D is the sound D, like diaper. So B has a B belly. D wears a D diaper. Just something kind of fun. Okay, so today we're going to learn about two new letters. And the first one that we're going to talk about is the letter E. And just like all the other letters in the alphabet, E has an uppercase letter and a lowercase letter. It also makes at least one sound. So this is the letter E. We have uppercase E, lowercase e, and E makes the sound eh, eh, eh. So you say that for me. E. Good. E. Very good. And E is the first letter in words like elephant, egg, exit. So when we say the word elephant, we hear elephant. Egg, we hear egg. Exit, we hear exit. So this is the letter E, and it makes the sound elephant, egg, exit. Also today we're going to look at the letter F. F, again, we have an uppercase F and we have a lowercase f. F makes the sound You try that at home. Ready? F. Good. Very good. And F is the first letter in the word fish, fan, first aid, and feather. So if you can see those, I've got them highlighted on my paper, the first letter. So when we say the word fish, we hear that sound at the beginning of fish, fan, first aid, and feather. Okay? So today we learned about the letters E, which says and the letter F. Okay? Good job. And make sure at home that you all are practicing all the letters that we've learned so far. Practice saying the letter names. Practice making the sounds that they make. Practice writing those letters and kind of get real familiar with those, because when we come to school, we're going to use a lot of those letters to make words, and we're going to need to know what the letters are and what sounds they make so that we can read. All right. This morning we're going to read a poem called Sing a Song of Sixpence. And anytime we have a poem, there are rhyming words that we're going to see within that poem. And if you remember, words that rhyme sound alike at the end of the word. The ending part of that word sounds alike with another word, and that's what makes them rhyme. So the first time we're just going to listen, and while we're listening to the story, see if you can pick up on some of those rhyming words. Okay? So let's listen. Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye. 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? How would you like to have a pie baked that had blackbirds coming out of it? That'd be weird, wouldn't it? I don't know how good that would taste. I don't know. I like apple pie, coconut pie. I don't know about any blackbird pie. I don't think I'd be a fan of that. Okay, so one thing I want you all to notice, parents at home also, when I'm reading and pointing to the words, it's really important at home when you're reading to your kids that you show them that we go from the left to the right. When we get to the end of that line, we come back down and go back over to the left and read from the left to the right. Go back down, go back to the left, to the right. And that when we read from the top of the page and we work our way down to the bottom of the page. That's very, very important, because when we start reading in the room, if they don't understand reading from left to right, then they're going to randomly be reading words on the page, and then it's not going to make any sense to them. So make sure when you're practicing reading at home, or you're reading a book or a story or anything to your kids, that you're showing them, that you're pointing with your finger, or even taking and holding their finger or letting them do it, and they're moving their finger from the top of the page, starting at the top on the left, from left to right, and you're working your way from the top of the page down the page until you get all the way to the bottom. Okay? So this morning we're going to read again, and we're listening for rhyming words, and I have my highlighter tape handy, and we're going to highlight words that rhyme. So we're listening for words that have the same ending part of the word. So listen again. Here we go. Ready? Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye. I want you to go ahead and say that word, rye. And let's listen and see if you can hear a word that rhymes with the word rye. 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. Did you hear it? We had rye, pie. We have I, p, I. Both of those end with that I part of the word. So those words definitely rhyme. So this morning, let's see, I'm going to use red. And I'm going to highlight the word rye. And then come down here and highlight the word pie. So that I know when I look at those words, they're both highlighted in red. That must give me a hint. Miss Saylor is trying to tell me something. Those words rhyme. Okay. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. I want you to say the word sing. Very good. Let's listen for a word that rhymes with sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? Did you hear sing and king? Do those words rhyme? What do you think? Do they sound alike at the end? Let's listen again. We have ing, k-ing. They both end with that ing part. So we are going to highlight those. And this time I'm going to use green. And I'm going to highlight, sing, and then come down here and do the word king. So in red, I have the words rye, pie. Those are rhyming words. And then in green, I have sing, king. Those words rhyme. So practice rhyming words at home. Moms and dads, grandmas, papas, aunts, uncles, neighbors, babysitters, whoever's at home with the kids, give them a word and see if they can come up with another word that rhymes with whatever word you just gave them. That's a good way to practice rhyming words. Go down the road and find something, a road sign or something, and just say it out loud and see if they can figure out a word that could rhyme with it. Doesn't always have to make sense. It can be some crazy word they make up, as long as they're understanding the concept that that ending part of that word is what makes it rhyme, if those ending parts are the same. Okay? All right. Now, also, we've been talking a lot about syllables, and we talked about how we can clap to let us know how many syllables are in a word. And if you remember, syllables is just a fancy name for telling us how many parts a word has. So any word, you can clap it to see how many parts it has and to tell how many syllables it has. So we're going to practice that again this morning. I'm going to give you a word. I'm going to let you repeat it. I'll count to 3. We'll clap it together and then use your fingers to show me how many syllables are in that word. So let's listen to a word. Let's do the word bird. So I'm going to point at my chin. Remember, you listen real carefully. When I point to you, you repeat the word. I'm going to count to 3. We'll clap the word together, and then we'll use our fingers to show me how many syllables are in that word or how many parts that word has. Ready? Bird. Good. Let's clap it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bird. How many times did you clap? Show me on your fingers. Should have been 1 time. The word bird is made up of only 1 part, 1 syllable. Very good. Okay, let's do the word 20. You repeat it. Remember, when my hand's at my chin, you listen. When I point to you, it's your turn. Ready? 20. Good. Let's clap it on 3. 1, 2, 3. 20. How many times did you clap? 2 times. So the word 20 is made up of 2 parts. There are 2 syllables in the word 20. Very good. Okay, what if we had the word, let's see, dainty. Dainty. Good. Let's clap it on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dainty. How many times did you clap? 2 times. So the word dainty is made up of 2 syllables. Let's do one more. Let's do the word king. Very good. Let's clap it on 3. 1, 2, 3. King. How many times did you clap? 1 time. So the word king is a short word. It has 1 part, 1 syllable. Very good. Okay, so today we talked about the date. We counted and added straws to our straw pocket chart. We started at the number 1. We counted forward. Remember, when we count forward, we're counting up, up, up. As we're counting forward, numbers are getting bigger. They're becoming larger. They are greater. Okay? So we counted from 1 to 8. We talked about going from left to right, top to bottom. And we learned letters E and F. We reviewed letters A, B, C, and D. We talked about rhyming words, and we clapped syllables. So I'm going to do a separate video and read you all a story this morning. And then Miss Bowen may read today, and she may not read today. It depends on how we are on time. We're going to lunch in a few minutes, and we have some students coming in this afternoon. So I definitely am going to read you a story, and then if we have time, Miss Bowen will also. So sorry that our video got cut short. I hope the iPad doesn't face plant anymore in the middle of videos, because it was not fun, but it's okay. Everything, we're good to go. We have mistakes. We're learning all this stuff with this technology, so we'll get through it together. That's all we can do, isn't it? Okay, so we'll see you guys later. Bye.